It can take years for our nation's veterans to recover from the physical and psychological trauma of war. We know each one of them heals in their own way. But for nearly 15 years, researchers at Boston's VA Medical Center have been searching for connections in their responses to trauma in order to get a more comprehensive understanding of how war affects the brain. Corey Smith shows us how they're using this unprecedented level of data collected from post-9/11 veterans to tailor individual treatment programs for those struggling to adjust to civilian life.
Transitioning basically from a war zone back into civilian life is really tough for me.
Like so many of America's veterans, John Spagna returned from war a fractured and fragmented image of his former self.
Say it took about 5-6 years before I would even leave my own home.
Spagna brought the war back with him. The physical and psychological scars from 3 years of driving transport vehicles in Iraq have been slow to callous over.
We would never ride on the left side or right side for fear of IEDs, roadside bombs. I took that home with me. I'm driving down the highways or even back roads. I wouldn't move my car. I would stay right on that yellow line. I would split it all the way down.
Today, he finds himself headed in a new direction. Researchers at the VA hospital in Jamaica Plain poke and prod him before a brain scan that will help doctors at the Translational Research Center for Traumatic Brain Injuries and Stress Disorders, otherwise known as TRACTS, connect the dots between Spagna's trauma and his difficult transition home. Each piece of data is a different piece of the puzzle.
We can start attempting to relate the state of their brains to their various clinical problems.
Put them together and a holistic picture forms, one that can help determine Spagna's risk for diseases like dementia and high blood pressure, and better understand his psychological issues.
And maybe we can identify markers of individuals who are most likely to need our help later on.
Dr. Bill Milberg and Dr. Kate Fortier are co-directors of TRACTS. Since 2009, they've studied the psychological impact of deployments in nearly 1,000 post-9/11 veterans. They're collecting an unprecedented level of scientific detail from every participant, all under one roof.
For each and every veteran that comes through, the puzzle's a little bit different, but we put it together and we understand the commonalities overall that many of the veterans do share too.
And you can see over here where we are, where this red line is moving, we're moving down further and further toward the bottom of the brain.
Dr. Milberg showed us a detailed MRI scan of Spagna's brain.
So you're pulling all these millions of pieces just from images like this.
Correct.
And ultimately can get that translated into diagnostics and ultimately treatment.
Correct. And understanding really what the big picture is by relating the brain to the body and to the mental state of the participant.
After the numerous diagnostic tests, scans, and personal interviews, Spagna has now moved into the center's Step Home program, where therapists like Dr. Alexandra Kenna help him deal with his PTSD.
When you send them to a specialty clinic to just focus on one thing, it doesn't really address the bigger picture of how all of those issues are interacting together.
The goal now is to duplicate that sort of success for more veterans, no matter how their transition back to civilian life may differ.
In order to really take care of this generation of veterans, one has to understand that you have to look at a lot of things at the same time and treat a lot of problems at the same time, not just isolate them one at a time.
I think they feel validated and understood by the research being focused on the things that they care most about, and that they feel like we got it in a way that maybe no one else had before.
For Spagna, Step Home has gradually helped him put his life back together.
In the past year, I've been opening up a lot more to the wife, to anyone who wants to really hear about experiences.
There are still a few pieces of the puzzle missing, but he knows with time, the fractured and fragmented version of the man who returned from war will finally see things fall into place.
It's brought me to a point where nothing really bothers me. Without it, I don't know where I'd be right now.
TRACTS just received additional funding to keep the Step Home workshops up and running at the Boston VA Medical Center, and they hope to roll out the program to VA medical centers across the country. They're currently looking for new participants to begin their groups in early spring. If you're interested, you can visit this story on our website, NBC10boston.com. I'm investigator Corey Smith.